Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're going to be listening to a little bit more of that wonderful Japanese band Girlfriend. Now, we've only heard about sort of 4 songs of theirs total, I think, on this channel, but the first time we listened to them was months ago. I mean, a real long time ago now on the channel. So we've listened to them at a relatively slow rate, but their fame has increased over the time since we first heard them. We heard a couple of original songs, one I really liked, one I was a bit lukewarm on, 2 covers that they did which were really intelligent, sort of reinvented covers of songs by other artists. I think it was a Chiari one and the Perfume one. So now we're going to be checking out their latest song, Figure, that's just came out. I was told this is quite a new sound for them. One of the fans who dropped me the link said, hey, this one's a bit different. So I don't know what to expect. They have been a really good band. I think that they have a fantastic ear for arrangement and rearrangement. They do have a good sound. It just seems to me like they are still finding their feet. So I'm really interested to see whether this is them finding their feet or whether this is a whole different direction. Anyway, this is the song Figure, and like I say, really excited about this, so fingers crossed, and we'll talk a little bit more after it's finished. As always, we're honest on this channel, so I really hope I am happy. Okay. That is swollen with European style and imagery and everything, but all in the best possible way. A lot to unpack there, but I really loved that. I thought that was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. So much to say about this one, so let's get straight on with it. Like I say, so many things I'm going to say are going to be referencing, hey, that sounded like an Eastern European way of doing things, a lot of Eastern European style imagery, a lot of the way that things were filmed kind of reminded me of old French cinema, but done in colour. I like the way that a cheaper director would have probably copped out and gone, hey, this sort of video would look good in black and white, and you know, because the whole imagery, the slow motion, everything. I'm glad they kept that in colour because there was a certain niceness to the life of that. From the song's perspective though, there was a lot of really clever things in there. I can imagine a lot of people listening to this and just hearing it as a very sort of basic, stripped back song, but although there wasn't a lot going on at any one time, it was very delicately engineered. I mean, one of the first things you notice, like I say, is that when the song starts off, it sort of chugs along, it's your normal sort of thing. Guitar's doing a fairly sort of simple strummed little chord riff thing, but whether you call it chords or a riff depends on how fast you think chords should go, I guess. But it is, it's fairly standard and by the numbers. But that's the setup. That's them getting you into position. Now, like I say, it's a very simple drum setup and it builds up nicely. But then when the chorus comes in, the chorus is about this interesting chord pattern, really interesting vocal melody. The vocal melody is fantastic and very catchy as well. Pulls off having a sort of wistful, sort of far away emotion to it, and you know, sort of thoughtful but also slightly exotic as well. But at the same time manages to actually be catchy. It's a little bit of an earworm at the same time, which is nice. And her voice was brilliant. She sung this fantastically. Some of the songs they've done with this band before have not necessarily highlighted her vocal skill as much as I think she could have done. And yet this one really highlights what's good about her voice. It's not all about the power, it's about the way that she sort of goes between the soft and the harder notes, the way that she builds up. And builds up brilliantly in the chorus, so much so that you notice that the guitar pretty much falls away. It goes from being kind of right there in the middle, chugging along, to just bring, 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 sort of very soft little strum, stop moments. The amount of guitar in the chorus is less. If anything, the instrumental falls away in the chorus rather than building up to support it, and that clearly is them giving room to the vocal. And this is the first time in one of their original songs I've seen them prove and highlight the quality that comes across so much in their covers, which is that they have a really good sense for arrangement. They know how to use the simple sound they've got and get the most out of it. They know how to make interesting things occur by not always, you know, sticking to arrangement tropes. You know, you can write a simple song, but if you're clever about how you play it, the actual way that you play it, you can get a lot more out of it. So like I say, things like simplifying the guitar to just sort of accenting each chord as it comes through rather than chugging along with it, and then having the vocal build up and really sort of fill out the sound, especially considering that then you've got this nice catchy chorus and you really want to be following the vocal sound. It's brilliant. The bass work, they have an amazing bass player, but she didn't overdo it. And in this sort of song, you don't really need too much bass. The bass is very supporting in this sort of song. It's a lot about those sounds happening in the mid-range. So again, that to me shows intelligence, you know, rather than just blasting, hey, I'm a great bass player. It was a case of, okay, subtly put things in there. There were sounds, kind of like string sounds. It was hard to know what was synthesized and what was being done. You can get really good sort of string effects even for a guitar. But there were little string sounds that I'm pretty sure were genuine, which were in there, which really helped accent things as well. And they built a lot onto the atmosphere as well, furthering slightly that Eastern European thing. But it had the triplicated beat. Just to explain this now, I'll just quickly point out as a side note, don't worry, I'm not going to rant about this, just quickly mention that if this doesn't make any sense, I try to explain music theory as basically as I can, but I will be doing some videos in the next couple of months, which will be very short, like 1 or 2 minute videos where I simply explain basic music theory, like the point I'm about to make, just so that, you know, because I want these videos to be accessible to people who are both totally unaware of musical theory and people who may well know more than I do about it. I want it to be accessible to everyone. This had a triplicated beat. Just to point out what that is, usually we think of beats as being 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, your normal pop beat, and that's kind of 4 divides into 4 divides into 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But also within that 1, 2, 3, 4, you could break that down into 4 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all 4s multiplied by 4s. A triplet is when you take the beat and you split it into 3. Usually this is not, these are such little things that you only hear this just in the little tiny bits, the occasional note off the drums. And you get sort of like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it adds this sort of slightly swingy. My vocal representations are beautiful. But it adds that slightly swingy vibe to things in a very subtle way. And that's what this song had. Again, this comes up in so many cultures, but when you hear it in these sorts of songs, it tends to have that Eastern European vibe. And that was beautifully used here. Again, a very simple technique which just got so much more out of the song. So yeah, I think this was a really intelligently arranged, delivered, and produced as well. The production was subtle, it matched the band's sound. It was just beautifully delivered. Catchy, definitely unique. There's not many songs, even though this is quite a simple theory, certainly in the Japanese music world, there's not many songs that I think would be a very easy direct comparison to this. It has a lot of theories that you hear in a lot of other Japanese music, but put together to create this nicely European sound. I just think that was really brilliant, very unique. Really great for the band as well to be able to do something so totally different. I love bands who are comfortable with their sound but are able to do different sounds when they want to. I just thought that was a joy to listen to, a good surprise, and really definitely one that will be an interesting little quirk every time it comes up in the playlist, of which it certainly will. I'll be looking forward to putting that on the player and popping that in my headphones and hoping it comes around every now and then when I'm on random. Yeah, great stuff. So anyway, for now from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, get in the comments and tell me what you think, because as much as I might know about music, you guys are probably going to know more about the artists. Hey, you might even know more about music than me. Either way, music is subjective as well, so comments, opinions, it's all great. Get in there, tell me what you think, and hopefully I'll be speaking to you soon, and hopefully you'll be seeing our videos again soon. But for now, from Japan, ciao ciao. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more of our hundreds of videos we got online on this channel right now, or get involved in the discussion with us at the many social media links we've got in the description below, where you can suggest new videos and artists for us to check out on the channel. Or you can just do the usual YouTube stuff and comment, like, subscribe. You know how this works by now.